231-1977. I got one of my legal pads here. They issue that to us when we start practicing law. And I've got the heading, Gripes. The people of the state of Georgia versus the world. In the, what kind of court would we call this? Just the air your grievances court of WGST. 15 minutes after 11 o'clock.
Yeah. I had a good gripe I was going to call about. I was going to call about mamas, but let's put it this way.
What about...
the gripe, though, you said surrogate mothers, but this is okay, I'll gripe.
Okay.
Legitimate gripe.
Just let it all out.
Yesterday I called and went through the usual grilling while you had that congressman on the wire.
That must have been on Tom Houck's show when they had Buddy Darden on.
Oh, well, it wasn't you.
No.
Well, then I can't particularly gripe except this. I called, got on the phone just about like this, and I waited the whole program. And I had a legitimate question to ask.
And they never got to you and your feelings were hurt?
Well, this way. Other people came on, they took up half the show, patting this guy on the back, had some guy call and say he was his first political friend, and, well, he talked for 5 minutes about what a wonderful congressman he was.
Well, my friend, sometimes that happens. You call up, you don't get on the air, we're sorry. Sometimes you're talking, and all of a sudden you're not on the air anymore. We're sorry for that, too. No hard feelings, and I'll try not to let that happen here too often. 17 minutes after 11, what's your gripe?
My gripe is, yesterday in travels, I noticed a City of Atlanta water department vehicle.
Okay.
And they were doing some work on, I guess, a storm drain or something. There were 8 men on the back of this truck, 2 guys standing around watching. And I thought to myself, well, what are the other 7 guys doing if the one guy's using the jackhammer? So what do you think?
I'll go along with you. I've seen that many times, and it's quite irritating. Especially for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's tying up your traffic. Number 2, you're paying for it.
Yeah, and it's not just the water department. It's the gas company. It's Georgia Power. It's all our utilities.
Yeah.
But I guess that's my gripe.
Well, the powers that be are probably listening, and we'll see if they can do anything about it.
Sure.
Thank you. And what's your gripe, my friend? Go ahead.
Yes, I came back to Atlanta after a week away, and I got you. What happened to Dennis O'Hare and Teresa Cordell?
Well, Dennis and Teresa is now with Georgia Radio News, full-time anchoring their newscast, and Dennis can be heard all over the place here on WGST. And they decided, for some strange reason that I still have not comprehended, that they wanted me to come in here and do a talk program from 10 to 12 every day.
I see.
You're not too disappointed, are you?
Well, sort of. But anyway.
Well, will you listen anyway and give me a chance?
I'll try.
Well, that's nice. I can't ask for any more than that. And what is your gripe?
About Georgia income tax. Isn't that senior citizens are allowed a $2,000 exemption if they're on retirement? But if they're called on grand jury duty, they draw, say, $50 on grand jury, that disqualifies them from the $120 exemption. And say like elderly lady babysits 2 or 3 nights during the year,
yeah,
that would also disqualify her from it. Instead of letting them deduct that from the $2,000 exemption and take the balance, I think it's absurd to require anybody to go on grand jury when it's going to cost them their exemption.
Well, my friend, I can't disagree with you.
Okay, and one other little...
Very quick, I want to get into some more before the business news.
I think it's stupid, this law of not publishing the names of teenagers that commit crimes. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, in some cases, the law might not be as represented there. I too think that we need to redefine what a teenager is. Some of these kids are out committing crimes with the mentality of an adult. What's your gripe?
Are you talking to me?
Absolutely.
I've always liked you, and believe it or not, I even like Tom Houck. And I...
Take 2 aspirin.
And I'm highly entertained with WGST all day long.
Well, that's a positive statement. You're supposed to be griping about
Well,
something.
I'm griping. Do you know what they've done to me tomorrow?
What's that?
4 basketball games on that dumb station. Now, any fool that's 15 feet tall can put a ball in a hoop.
Well, you know what basketball is.
What?
Well, it's what's the shot clock in college? Well, every 24 seconds, 10 people jump straight up in the air. That's about what it is.
Well, I don't like it, and I think whoever fixed that programming is very wrong not to consider people who listen to WGST all day long and enjoy it. Not put 2 on, but 4.
Well, I'll pass on your comment to the sports department about the basketball games and your positive comment to Tom Houck, which I'm sure will make his day. Okay?
Well, yeah, but let me tell you, I've listened to you off and on for many years, and I like you a lot. And I'm awfully glad. Now, see, we can't tell anything nice tomorrow because those dumb basketball games.
Well, I'll be here. Those games don't start at 10 in the morning, do they?
Yeah.
They do? Well, somebody ought to tell me. You mean I don't have to work tomorrow?
No, you don't have to work tomorrow.
I'm taking the day off then.
Yeah, Neil, I think it's going to hit home with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Junk mail.
You could throw it away.
Yes, you can, but let me tell you the least appealing. Now, okay, let me give credit where credit is due. I've got 3 pieces. I'm saving all my junk mail this year. See who's sending it to me. Okay, here's 3 pieces, so I'll go ahead and, okay, Gold Star. Okay, Consumer Reports, inviting me, to subscribe to their magazine. Decent product. A furniture place I once bought furniture, letting me know we're having a sale this weekend. That's respectable.
Okay.
Get over here, and in sorting through it while I was holding, I found out that the insurance companies are throwing at me like a dartboard. They send me 3, 4, 5 of them with the idea that someday I'm actually going to open the mailbox in the mood to buy insurance.
What gripes me about junk mail, my friend, is the fact that they don't have to pay 22 cents a letter to put that trash in your mailbox.
That's true, and the art of letter writing, the thought that someone would actually sit down and write you a letter, an old friend, a teacher, or something like that, and start off conveying their views or what they think or how their life is going, and finish it just with one complete thought rather than pick up the phone and make a phone call, is completely vanishing. These people can send you all kinds of junk into your mailbox that you don't want, cheaper than someone could sit down and write that heart-to-heart letter. Now, the biggest offenses are, I hate, you have already won.
Oh.
Now, who are they kidding?
Oh, and yeah, or you've won a precious emerald, and they send you a dust oh, those get on your nerves.
The one, can you imagine, after last season, on a Monday morning, Dan Henning, he's wondering, he's doing everything he can. He's losing. He goes out to the mailbox and, hey, you have already won. The number 2 are the ones made to look like checks, and some of them even have in the window where you can see it, to the order of. So you want to open this one up, you're under the impression that someone somewhere is so crazy, they're sending you a check for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
But number 3, this offends me the most, and I don't know that there ought to be a law. There ought to be some step of etiquette. Phone calls and stuff that's sent to my house through the mail. There is no Mrs. whoever I am. I'm single. I've always been single. The idea that I have a wife who is naive, that they can push around, that they can strong-arm, get a donation out, like that, that's offensive.
I got a better one for that then.
What's that?
My home telephone number has, for the last 12 years, been listed under my wife's maiden name. Okay?
Sneaky.
Oh, yeah. That way I don't pay for an unlisted telephone.
Very good.
Now, let's say that my wife's maiden name is Sternfalter. It's not, but let's say that it is. I wouldn't even have dated a gal named Sternfalter. But I'll be sitting at home, and she will get a call, and it'll say, may we speak to Mr. Sternfalter, please? You know right away it's a phone solicitor. And she takes great delight in the saying, he ain't here, I found the SOB with another woman last night and shot him in the funerals tomorrow.
What I do is when they say, when we speak to Mrs., and I'll leave my name blank because I don't think you should get your name on the radio. I've just recently found out that people are recognizing my voice. Somebody walked to my mother.
Me too.
But the ones where they call up and they catch me. Now, when I'm not thinking, I always go, there is no Mrs., there's just me. But when I'm sharper, may you speak to Mrs. such and such? Oh, yes, but you got to call this number, and I give my mother's phone number.
you know, they called her Mrs. Such as long as I knew. You know, that must be who they're looking for.
And your mother loves this, of course.
You know, this approach is always, no matter what they want to sell you, nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
Don't pay the power company anymore, but a nuclear reactor. You know, whatever they want to sell her. Aluminum siding. I just bought one.
I know the type.
Got one. I'm just getting out of the crate right now. And the person, oh, well, thank you very much. You know, and you drop the phone.
Thank you, sir.
This is kind of along the junk mail lines, but computerized telephone calls that won't let you hang up. That drives me up the...
What do you mean won't let you hang up? Are they sitting there holding some sort of a machete to your neck?
You hang your phone up and you go back anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes later and the thing's still running. It will not disconnect your line.
Now, there's got to be something a little bit haywire with your phone.
Oh, sir, I've got them at work. I've got them at home. Friends have got them. They will not let you hang up.
Well, I know that in my home, when I get the computerized phone calls, if I hang up, that's it. It's gone.
You've evidently not gotten the same ones I have.
Well, why don't you call the phone company and ask them about that? Ask them if there's something wrong with your phone.
I have.
Got to be careful what you tell people to call the phone company and ask them, though. I remember one time I was on a college radio station at Texas A&M, and I looked out the window, saw a woodpecker on a phone pole, and I said, I wonder how many phone poles are damaged by woodpeckers every year. And then I said, I guess you'd have to call information to find out. And then all of a sudden, everybody in that community started calling information to ask them how many phone poles were. I wasn't the favorite person, so I'm not going to suggest that you do that now to find out whether or not your phone should hang up on computers, but you might want to give it a thought.
But if any more listeners out there have gotten these kind of phone calls, you might want to be, you'd be interested to hear from them.
Okay.
It does happen.
Well, tell me, does your phone not allow you to hang up on computers? Go ahead.
Huh. Well, me, I just put the phone down and go off, and 5 minutes later come back and hang it up, and it disconnects. Anyway,
there's always a way.
I'm griping about commercials. You get settled down for a nice evening of decent television, if it is decent, and here comes the commercial so loud that blast you out of the room, and they say the decibels are not any higher, and I know it is, and I can't get these. I've written every one of the national stations, and they still say that the decibels aren't higher on commercials.
I believe it's a violation of FCC regulations to make the commercials louder.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I think some commercials sound louder because of the type of noise in the commercial and the way they're produced. But that does not necessarily mean that they would register any greater on a dB meter.
Well, now, I have listened to another station, which is paid TV and all, and their commercials are downgraded. You don't even hardly hear them, and that is great, but they don't always have what I want to see. But I just hate these commercials that blast you out of your chair almost.
Well, don't feel alone.
Oh, thank you.
You certainly aren't.
Good luck.
I'm an usher for major theaters here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of people coming late. Now, I used to usher up north, and when they start a concert at 8 o'clock, they don't let anybody in until intermission. But down here, it seems like the more expensive the tickets, the later people come.
We're talking about live performances, right?
Yes, live performances like symphony, theater shows and that. And it sort of drives not only the ushers but the management, but all these people come in here and they want to be seated, after 15, 20 minutes after the show has started. And of course, a lot of them have their seats where you have to sit up a whole row just to get them in.
Yeah, and it's the down in front syndrome too. Then everybody else starts yelling down in front, gets to be a big mess, doesn't it?
City finances. How long do you think before the city will be bankrupt?
I'm more concerned about how long it's going to be before the whole country is bankrupt.
Well, I can't control that as much as I hope I could control local spending. We had that great windfall tax return last year.
Yeah.
You remember that? And the property tax rollback?
Mm-hmm.
You got yours, I hope.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, I don't live in the city.
Yeah, oh, that's wrong.
It does occur to me, though, that some of the people in the city may have been misled on the idea of property taxes and sales taxes.
That's putting it mild.
I'm being kind.
Yeah. Well, I was, too. But, you know, they kept saying, it's only 5%. They got 8% in New York. In New York, you don't pay it on groceries. And they think about new stadia at the cost of how many millions? Underground, so many millions. The zoo, so many millions. I guess you're aware that last year a survey was done, and I think Atlanta was judged to be one of the 10 poorest cities in the United States.
10 poorest? Well, surely they must have just been talking about the actual city limits.
Well, that's all that pays the cost of these harebrained ideas of His Honor.
Well,
you know, Greater Atlanta is over 2 million, but you know there are less than 500,000 people living inside the city.
Does it occur to you that one of the essentials for the survival of our area is that we're going to have to either consolidate all government services between Fulton County and the city of Atlanta?
Oh, yeah. I've thought of that many times.
Just make the city of Atlanta Fulton County. But you know, of course, why that won't fly, don't you?
Oh, I'm well aware of why it won't fly. But see, Duval County did it. That's Jacksonville.
Yeah, right.
And as far as I know, it works very nicely.
It seems to.
Jacksonville looks more prosperous than I've ever seen it. And I think Davidson and Nashville have done it in Tennessee.
It's happened in quite a few places. It won't happen here because some people would lose political power.
Got your little fat trappery.
And people will sacrifice the financial and economic and cultural and everything else future of a whole region just to maintain their political power, and that may be what we see happen around here.
Understanding that, you know, Fulton County was formed over from 5 or 6 other counties. That's why it has such a gerrymander shape.
At least 2. And that idea of having the North Fulton County Zoning Board, we'll discuss that sometime. That was an excellent idea. 231-1977 from Avondale. You're on WGST.
I want to gripe about holding up the police promotions while they look for a lesbian Oriental with a Spanish surname.
Dwarf.
Okay. I want to gripe about potholes that Andrew says don't exist, although you can see the original brick pavement at the corner of North Avenue and Highland.
Everybody knows the best business to be in Atlanta is the alignment business.
I want to gripe about the ambulance service in Atlanta, which harkens back to the Civil War, although Clayton and DeKalb have nationally recognized services.
Hope I don't need that anytime.
Pardon me?
I hope I don't need that anytime soon.
I've always said for my friends to drag me across the line if I get hurt. But, and I want to gripe about the council ineptitude on the Presidential Parkway, and I think they've kiboshed Underground. And it looks like they may kibotch the Grammy Hall of Fame. And although...
If they don't act on it, they're going to lose it.
And although we have a lot of gripes about Tom Murphy, Neal, is it any wonder he wants to get his stadium office complex as far away from City Hall as he can get it?
Well, I will give him that credit.
Although I think the city needs it, and I want it in the city, can you blame the man?
Nope, I can't blame the man. The city does need it, and I'd like to see it north of the city.
Yeah, I'd like to respond to that one call about telephone systems that lock up your phone line.
Does it lock up yours?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it lock up mine?
Well, have you ever picked your phone back up right after you hung up on it? And then see if your line was available?
I don't remember.
I only noticed it because I was about to make a call when one came in. I hung up on it, and then when I tried to use my phone, it wasn't available. The advertisement was still going on.
Huh.
So I waited about 20 more seconds after I hung up, and it was still there. And there was just no way to hang up on it.
Isn't it obnoxious to pick up your phone and have a computer on the other end?
It certainly is, especially a computer that won't let go of your line.
Well, maybe you people are right, sir. I'll have to check into it a bit more. Maybe they won't turn loose of the line. You're on WGST.
Hello, Neal.
Hello.
You were talking about your award that you can get a college scholarship for your children and things, and it brought to mind what I have found out. You know, when you have a senior in high school and they send you literature now that your kid can be in some book of outstanding seniors.
Yeah.
And you spend all this money to get copies of it for the family. That is a con game. Has nothing to do with any national outstanding seniors. And then a head counselor was telling me how some colleges send out applications all over the country for children to apply for a $1,000 scholarship for their school, and they have to pay $5 to apply.
And then what do they get, a list?
Well, wait, they give out, 2 or 3 scholarships, but they make a profit on the $5 everyone's sending.
That's interesting. We're going to be talking, by the way, do you know that there are thousands of dollars worth of scholarships that go unclaimed every year? We're going to be doing a show on that soon.
Well, I asked him why he didn't make the people aware of this, in a newspaper article, for these con games that some of the colleges are trying to do on the public.
Another good gripe. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's 5 minutes until 12 o'clock. 231-1977. Let's see if I can very quickly try to sneak in this payphone one before we have to go. You're on.
Neal, I'll be quick. I'm calling from payphone, get back in my car and listen to your response.
Okay.
Over the past year, I've replaced 3 windshields in an automobile.
Yeah.
All due to the abundance of construction that's going on in Atlanta. There seems to be a lot of dump trucks, flatbeds, equipment haulers that the drivers aren't cleaning off the mud. When they hit a bump, the mud comes loose and either knocks your headlights or your windshield out.
Have you ever tried to get a license number or anything and hold these people responsible?
Yes, I have. I did that on the first windshield, and...
Did it work?
No, it didn't.
Uh-huh. Why aren't I surprised?
One other item...
Very quick, because I'm running a little tight here.
Okay, moved from another state, and in the other state they require trucks to have mud flaps. I see an abundance of dumps and flatbeds without mud flaps here. I just wondered if DOT does anything about that.
I think they're required to have them here, too, sir. I do not really know how they get away with it.